Welcome into the CHGO White Sox podcast presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Not having that intro music really threw me off there. My bad. Welcome into the CHGO White Sox podcast. The 7-game losing streak is also throwing me off for our Chicago White Sox. Welcome into an off-day show for the CHGO White Sox podcast. We will be back tomorrow with a pregame for the Sox and Royals series, but today we'll be talking about what is wrong with the Chicago White Sox. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Vinny Duber is still on assignment, so he will join us later in the week. We do have Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
The CHGO White Sox community leader who is currently choking on his words like I am. You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. And we do have a guest joining us from the CHGO Bears podcast. He is a Bears writer and podcaster for CHGO Sports. He's also the host of the Hoge and Johns podcast, and he is the father of Richard Hoge, a huge CHGO White Sox fan.
He's not the father.
I would be the son.
Oh, the son.
Of
My
the father.
bad. That's on me.
This 7-game losing streak is really messing you guys up.
It's bad. I mean, Herb's dying over here. He is our very own Adam Hogg. Hello,
That's
Adam.
right.
How are you?
That's right. What's up, guys? I'm fired up. Is what I am. And like most Sox fans, I think I am just like yesterday. Well, really, the whole week was just the worst case scenario. But to have it end that way, too, on top of it, with a walk-off home run, awful managing. I don't even call it awful managing, just no managing. It was just terrible. I don't know how it. Well, you start to reach out, as baseball fans, we all experience this, even with good teams. But when you get to Saturday and you're like, it's been a week since we won a game.
Yep.
And then they lose again, and then they lose again. And it's just like, this is ridiculous.
And before we get started with that whole thing and get mad, people probably want to know.
You're the Bears guy.
Yeah, people know you as the Bears guy, but you're a White Sox fan. How did you get started? You referenced your dad there, but tell us your White Sox origins.
Well, I was born.
Congrats.
That was it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. No, so my mom is a Southsider, was a Southsider. She grew up like half Southside Chicago and then in Oak Lawn.
Really?
Too. Yeah.
What area?
I'm
from St. Linus. I don't know.
She went St. Linus.
Oh, look at that.
So there you go. Yeah. She went St. Linus and Queen of Peace.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Queen of Peace.
Sky Point.
And so that was that side. But my dad was actually grew up in farmland out west in Princeton, Illinois. And when he first started listening to games on the radio, Harry Carey was calling White Sox games. And so that was why he was a Sox fan instead of a Cubs fan. And then so I actually grew up in Lincoln Park on the north side. That's where I was born and raised, but I grew up a Sox fan. I was the only one in my class.
Congrats.
Yeah,
and probably made you stronger for it, no?
Probably. I mean, there were some tough times.
So how tough was yesterday? Because I saw you tweeting out and tweeting through it, allowing Hendricks to stay in the game in his second inning when he clearly tweaked something, and to pitch to Buxton with first base open. There was a manager in the dugout, right? Didn't feel that way.
No. So it was building, right? First of all, you're already annoyed that they gave up the lead. They had a lead. Giolito pitched well. Also, it's frustrating too. It's not all. There's things that are. This goes. Here's why it's all the above. It's on players too. They're not hitting. You have pitchers like Bummer and Hendricks who aren't getting the job done right now. Right?
Exactly.
But Bummer. At that point, I was listening in the car when Bummer gave up the home run. But it's just can't they just win a game? Just start to finish for one freaking day. Well, my God.
And they have this bullpen, and the 3 guys that you're supposed to trust the most, Bummer, Graveman, and Hendricks, have not had it recently.
Yeah.
I mean, something that you should be able to protect with those 3 guys is a 2-run lead.
Right. But also at the same time, I was can't you just win one day 7-0 so it's not an issue? So that it's all of that stuff. But then to get to the point where Hendricks pitching And I thought it was interesting they even put him out there for the second inning.
Yes.
But he hadn't worked a lot during the week. So, okay, fine. He hasn't worked much this week. Hasn't really had a lot of opportunities. But then he tweaks. What did they say what it was? It looked like his back maybe.
Yeah,
okay.
Back tightness.
And also what was annoying, too, is like it was partly on just throwing the ball back to the pitcher. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't even throw the ball back to the pitcher correctly? What is going on right now?
That is the thing that we saw. Sean immediately said, he's hurt. Somebody go and check on him. And you see they show Ethan Katz and the trainer like at the top step, and then they immediately go back into the dugout. So they didn't really check on him. Like, he brushed him off, I'm good type of thing. And we said, no, he's hurt. And he can't locate his curveball. He has no secondary pitch. His fastball is the only thing he has. And so if you see that, and then you see the postgame comments from Tony La Russa, and you're like, so you know he's hurt. You know he only has his fastball, and you're trying to strike out Byron Buxton instead of facing contact hitter Luis Rise.
Yeah.
Like, when I heard that, I was like I was telling Sean yesterday, I was like, if he would have came in and said, hey, you know what? I don't like the bases loaded because, you hit a batter, you throw a wild pitch, there's an instant run. It puts more pressure on the pitcher. I would have said, I don't agree with it, but I understand. But his explanation after the game was crap.
I might agree with it if you're pitching against like Leury Garcia or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like Luis Rise.
Yeah.
Who's very similar. Like a very similar player, just a little bit better.
But like even before we get to the Buxton thing, like this is where I'm talking. Like it was already building for me where I'm angry because I saw what you guys saw. Mm-hmm. He's not right. He's clearly hurt. I'm annoyed that it's because the catcher couldn't throw the ball back to the pitcher properly. It's like Little League stuff, which we saw on Friday night too, where they're throwing the ball all the way around the infield, which was ridiculous. So, look, I want players who don't want to come out of the game, okay? I would prefer that over a player who's like, oh, I'm feeling a little twinge and I want to come out. Like, I want players that want to stay in. It is your job as a manager, coach, whatever sport it is, and trainers to say, no, I'm glad you want to stay in, but we're going to do the smart thing and take you out. It is freaking April right now. We don't need our closer hurt.
Right.
It's already a second inning. He's clearly not right. I don't care what Liam Hendricks has to say. Take him out of the game. Then you leave him in the game, and first base is open. The guy who's up is Byron freaking Buxton, who's amazing right now, and everybody sees that. And when he's right, he is right. And then you let him pitch. To your point, you say he's only got his fastball. You're going to let that fastball come over to play. I'm glad he hit the ball 500 feet. Mm-hmm. It actually made it better. Yeah. I was happy he crushed it. That was awesome.
I've watched it 10 times at least just to feel the play. I'm like, he murdered that ball. That's a great home run. Well, I mean, if you're a Twins fan, you got to love it.
Thinking back to Tony's response, like maybe that's what was easier for him to accept was Byron Buxton hitting one into the third deck than Luis Rise putting one in play in his league-leading worst defense and makes an error, and they lose that way.
And this is the thing, too. Like, if you walk Byron Buxton, you still have the lead. And if Luis Rise does what a Luis Rise does, and you say, I can't double him up, you still have a tie game if you just get a force out there, if you don't throw it home. So you're still good. With Byron Buxton, he hits anything. It's game over. It's Byron Buxton. I don't understand. Do they not have scouting reports? It's like Tanny used to say back in the day, the scouting report for Jason Kubel is just a blank sheet. Same thing as Byron Buxton, apparently. You don't know who this guy is? Yes, he's been oft injured, but GD, look into who he is.
So can I tell you two things? One of these points was made by the Sox Machine podcast and Jim Margulis. He mentioned the thing that we were talking about, him turning on 102 earlier on in the season. Yeah. That 102 was off Munoz from the Mariners. Remember him?
The greatest pitcher ever?
Throwing 102 and like the greatest slider of all time. And Byron Buxton turned on
that shit around quickly.
Like it was nothing. And here's the thing, too. Here's the scouting report right now on Byron Buxton. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if the people out there know this. Since 2021, there are only 3 players that have 250 plate appearances and a slugging percentage over 600%. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Fernando Tatis, and Byron Buxton, who leads that group at 688, Tatis is at 6'11". Guerrero is at 6'05".
Wow.
Worlds above everybody else since 2021. It makes no sense. So
TLR would have pitched to those guys too, probably. I mean, what are we doing here?
what was your thoughts when he was hired, and what are your thoughts now?
I hated it when he was hired. I hate it. I actually think about this. Believe it or not, I think about this when things are going well. Like when they got off to a pretty decent start, I was like saying there's already something like special about this team, but there's always a but. There's something about the manager right now that it's just got a sour taste to it. And I hate, it's not even really Tony La Russa's fault. Like, I wouldn't turn down the job either. Like, it's not, I hate kind of putting it on him. Now, the decisions I will, but I hate that, and maybe I'll feel differently if they actually go all the way to the World Series. But the way I have felt since they hired him was that even if they go all the way and win it, I will still appreciate the 05 White Sox more, because there was something about Ozzie that you just loved as a fan. Like, you almost even can't explain it, but he was just like the right manager for the team. It felt that way. This feels like the wrong manager for this team, and it always has felt that way. Mm-hmm. And I said that in the moment. Like, I remember doing White Sox Talk podcast, I think the day he was hired or the day of the press conference or whatever, and I was like, here's the thing. He actually is an upgrade. Like, they're still probably getting a better manager over Ricky Renteria, and I understood why they went the route they did. But that didn't mean he was the right manager for this team. And, you know, I think it's great that Tim Anderson loves him now, and apparently he's made connections with players. But for the style and the amount of fun that this team was starting to be known for, I just didn't like the fit, and I thought it undercut Rick Hahn. I still feel that way, regardless of what Rick's willing to say or not say. That's how I feel about it. And as somebody who sat, as we all did, sat through all those awful games during the rebuild, and the amount of post-game shows I did on the radio when they would lose 10-0 with Odrisamir Despaigne on the hill, it's an insult to everybody who sat through that, is what it is. And so when we have to witness things like that, what happened yesterday, it's really, really hard to accept, even if they had been on a 6-game winning streak before that happened.
Is this concern or frustration, though? Like, are you concerned about this team possibly performing in 2022, or is it just frustration that, you know, a 7-game losing streak could have been snapped if better decisions were made?
It's frustration right now. But I think it's something that's concerning from a manager standpoint, if that's what you're asking me. Like, some of those decisions that were made in the playoffs last year, like, I felt that at the time. I'm like, Ricky Renteria could have done this. Like, what are we, you know, some of the pitching decisions that were made, and when that was supposed to be his strength.
Are you talking about like Lance Lynn pitching the first game, or Carlos Rodon not pitching earlier
which
in the
game
series?
didn't they pull somebody early?
Giolito, I think.
Giolito game is what I'm thinking of, I think. Like, there was just some little stuff like that, which was like, this is what they were selling that was going to be different by bringing in the guy that's known for his bullpen decisions with the Cardinals, and rightfully so gets all that credit. That was a long-ass time ago. That was a long time ago. So that's where – but in terms of yesterday, like, it's frustration right now. I still think this is a good team. I think there's a very good chance you guys will be doing shows all season with good wins, and they're going to be in first place. That's not really what this is all about. I do have bigger concerns about the defense, which I have for, quite frankly, years now. Yes. I don't like that they haven't done enough to upgrade that. I don't like – not to keep going, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Take your time. Man. I don't want to keep you too long.
One of the things that I just don't want to hear anyone complain about within the organization is the amount of injuries. Right. Okay? You do not tell me that you've had bad injury luck. We all know you've had bad injury luck. But the problem is, every single day that passed during the lockout, you should have known that the chances of injuries, whether it's these hamstring pulls that have popped up or back tightness or whatever it is, were going to increase because you weren't going to have a full spring training. And so you should have supplemented the roster to give yourself more depth. That's what's frustrating. So I don't want to hear about how the injuries are the reason why you're struggling. You should have a deeper team.
You're absolutely right.
Exactly.
Didn't miss.
I said that yesterday. It was 100%. Like, because people are already. That's why I call him Teflon Han. It's not because of him. It's because of how they treat him, the media and fans and etc. oh, he had too many injuries. I feel bad for him. He had his power usurped. Do something about it. Mm-hmm. Do something.
Well, and the only thing they did was bring in A.J. Pollock, who is known for being injured, which is fine.
And he got hurt like the first weekend.
I like his
second game.
I like his progression as a player. Like, I do like the makeup of A.J. Pollock, but the biggest thing is that he gets injured. The biggest reason why we didn't keep Carlos Rodon on this team was because he kept getting injured. But looking at the way he's performing, I'd take a risk on that guy. They didn't take a risk on that guy. It's frustrating. And two, like, here we are in 2022, April 25th, and we are basically in the same spot after Luis Robert gets injured last year, where there is no Luis Robert. There is no Eloy Jimenez. There is no A.J. Pollock, and we have Andrew Vaughn out there to play left field. That led to Andrew Vaughn getting hurt, one of your best hitters, and you didn't have him at 100% for the postseason. I mean, a lot of concerns from last year are just re-showing.
This might actually make me look bad. I don't know. But that center fielder that caught that ball.
Hazley?
I didn't know who that was.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And we should not be in that position in the competitive window where, like, there's a guy that I've never heard of out there. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's kind of why I don't like Lurie Garcia. It's not because of the player. It's because of their affinity for him. And I see Lurie as a mark of the rebuild. He played a lot during the rebuild. So it's like, oh, God, that guy's still here. They're going to continue to play him a lot. And like I said before, this had 7 games in the playoffs the last 2 years. He started 6 of them. Lurie effing Garcia. That's why I don't like Lurie Garcia coming back to the White Sox, because it's like a crutch for them, like a non-good player who's a crutch for them.
Well, and we brought up this yesterday. Since 2021, they've only played 10 games with their big 6, Abreu, Moncada, Anderson, Grandal, Jimenez, and Robert, right? So we're going back to the injuries thing, but like, when do you separate yourself from those players? Like, yes, they are cost-controlled. Yes, they are effective, but you can't even separate yourself from Lurie Garcia, who might not have gotten $16 million from a different team. So those are the frustrations of being a White Sox fan. Adam, thank you for joining us. Any final thoughts on your team?
No, just thanks for letting me vent. Again, I still, like, they're still going to be good. They're too good not to be. But it's that stuff that as fans we are continually see with our own eyes, and why don't you do anything about it? The amount of guys in the playoffs last year that I was like, oh, I wanted them to sign him. I wanted them to sign him. Even like an Eddie Rosario, right? Was
Eddie Rosario,
Eddie
18
Rosario,
million. Braves.
Was on the Braves. Michael Brantley, I've been like, I swear I've wanted him to sign him like every day for the last 5 years.
Those 2 guys, left-handers, by the way. And the one struggle the White Sox have had is hitting right-handed pitching. So it makes sense.
Every single time Michael Brantley comes up, you know you're going to get a quality at bat, and usually he's going to hit it to left center
and he's
field.
He's going to kill us,
double.
too. That's what makes it worse.
Yeah.
Right.
And
available for relatively inexpensive price. Yeah,
Brantley,
Oh, yeah. You could have had him. You could have had right field settled. And I know he's a career left fielder, but yeah, I mean, I think White Sox fans see the problems with the team and know what could solve those things, but the GM and the owner don't see those things. They just load up on bullpen arms.
The same stuff just happens over and over again. Like the second Javi Baez ended up in the Central, I'm like, oh, he's going to hit a walk-off home run like the first time we play him.
Right.
And then it happened.
Well, and then Minnesota, too. Like, you go up against Minnesota, and they don't have their $100 million shortstop. You're still losing on a walk-off because their other superstar is hitting them. And that was something Herb brought up, too, is like you're letting the good guys beat you, not the Luis Arraez or, Frando Reyes.
Let those bums beat you.
Right.
Yeah. If Luis Arraez is a double there, I think we all feel bad, but we're not here. We're not pissed today.
And
it's like
definitely
not
not as pissed as we are. Adam, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
He is Adam Hoge. You can join Adam Hoge. I want to say so.
You can say Hoge. Just do it.
Les Grobstein ruined your last name for me. Every time I go to say Hoge, I want to say Hoge. And,
did he ruin it or did he make it better?
What do you think?
He ruined it.
He ruined it.
Yeah, he ruined it. Adam Hoge. You can follow him on Twitter.
Adam Hoge.
Our own Adam Hoge. You can follow him on Twitter at ADAMHOGE. He is the Bears writer and podcaster for CHGO Bears. Appreciate the time, Adam, and hopefully the Sox get off this schneid.
They can't lose today.
No, they can't lose today, which
Finally.
is good. And you can bet on that on the PointsBet app. Feel free to download the PointsBet app. That's the best way to support the CHGO venture that we have going on, is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. If you do that right now, you get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. That's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. You saw Adam's Sick Bear shirt. You could choose that one. You see my CHGO pocket one. You could choose that one. That's $2,000 in free bets.
I don't have one on now.
A free CHGO membership and a free T-shirt from the CHGO locker. But you have one. You have the cool Sky one, and the Sky podcast will be on at 5:30 today.
Yeah, the Sky are playing right now, I believe.
Are they?
Yeah.
Go Sky.
Yeah, versus Dallas Wings.
And you get all that for making more than a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. I wonder if you could bet on the Sky. We should look at that.
You can,
If you have
probably.
any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com. We will help you out.
Might be a
PointsBet
preseason game.
Is your home for maybe. PointsBet is your home for live in-play betting, and it just got even better, introducing the PointsBet's newest feature, the live NBA same-game parlay. For the first time ever, you can build the perfect live NBA same-game parlay only with PointsBet. Combine your favorite bets anytime during the game, and if you want more, you can also boost your live same-game parlay, so you're getting more odds. You can watch live, parlay live, and boost live with PointsBet. An online sign-up is available in Illinois. You can download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. So what are you, the listener, waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet and live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And our next partner has a product that I use literally every day. I started taking AG1 about a month and 3 weeks ago at this point. We've been doing this CHGO stuff for a long time. Since I started my full-time job, I wanted to wake up with the same routine and start my day putting goodness into my body. And I get that goodness through Athletic Greens. It's super healthy, but it doesn't taste super healthy. It kind of has a mild tropical taste that I look forward to each morning. You might be wondering what this stuff is. With one delicious scoop of AG1s, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blends of ingredients support your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. They have over 7,000 5-star reviews. Athletic Greens has over 7,000 5-star reviews, and it's lifestyle friendly, whether you eat keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. About 8 ounces, maybe 12 ounces. I know Herb likes 10 ounces. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you 1 free year of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/CHGO socks. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/ and I'm going to spell it out for you, CHGO to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
And by the way, the Sky was a preseason game today versus Dallas Wings. They lost 92-77, so it doesn't matter. But I'm going to opening day.
Oh, look at you. When's that?
May 6th, Friday, May 6th.
Very fun. And
versus the Los Angeles Sparks.
Oh, I've heard of them. Janice and Sabria will have you covered on the CHGO Sky podcast. Adam's
5:30?
I don't know if it's 5:30.
Usually it is.
Usually it is.
Usually 5:30.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, usually it's 5:30 on the CHGO Sky podcast.
Monday.
Just checked. It's going to be 5:30 today, all right? Usually at 5:30. We're going to keep it at 5:30. So let's talk about Adam real quick, because Adam's a lightning bolt. That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That
remember,
guy's great.
like, we were just walking around probably like a couple weeks ago, and he was like, hey, you guys ever need me? Or can I come on your,
he was
on
asking.
your socks? Every once in a while it's a vent, and today was a great day because Vinny's out, and it was a terrible game yesterday. Adam had some time after a CHGO Bears podcast, so he stuck around and he gave us those good 10-15 minutes. It was nice.
Yeah, nice to hear from him.
I wish we can get him back when it's a sunny time. We're winning 7 in a row, and then Hoger's all happy because, like we just said, he's a lifelong White Sox fan. Had to go through the battles in Lincoln Park, all those Lincoln Park jerks who love the Cubs, talking shit to him all day long.
And we know baseball is a long season, so there will be some point where Adam Hoge will be happy on this podcast about the Chicago White Sox. We hope. Anyways, let's talk about those Chicago White Sox. We mentioned a lot of things wrong with the White Sox in that segment. Eloy Jimenez's injury. He'll be out for 6 to 8 weeks. We'll talk about how the Sox will replace Eloy. We'll also talk about what's wrong with the Sox outside of injuries. We'll talk about their bullpen that's been struggling. And we'll talk about the White Sox versus right-handed pitching and how they struggle there. And then we'll also preview a little bit of the Royals game, but we also want your questions. So if you have any questions in the YouTube chat right now, I know we have a lot of people watching right now live. So if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the side chat. Our producer Steven will flag those and make sure we have them for the end of the podcast.
We've had a repetitive one so far in the chat. It's about bringing up Cespedes. Way too early for that, right?
Yeah, Cespedes is way too early. We did just see a promotion for Yolbert Sanchez. He is now at AAA, so and he's a utility guy. If anything, Yolbert right now, he might replace a Danny Mendick. He might replace even a Leary. I doubt that they're going to go to Leary or take Leary off the roster, but Yolbert is in more of a position to come up for the Sox. Cespedes has, I think, done okay for himself.
He's 281, 312, 509 down there in Birmingham in the Southern League. So AA, he's doing pretty well in his first month of professional baseball stateside.
Yes, and the thing with Yoki too is what are those K numbers at? 2 walks to 15 strikeouts. Like I don't know if he's growing, but he is hitting the hell out of the ball, and that's a fairly good level for him to test his skills. Right now, the age differential for him versus the people that he's going up against is minus 0.3. So he's around people who are very similarly aged right now, and he's taking advantage. So that's good to see. Maybe he'll be able to, be promoted up to AAA, and we'll see how Cespedes will do. But he definitely has that other step to take. He needs to go to AAA, and we'll see how he produces there. But so far, so good.
And it was my hope that he just murders AA, has a full year of killing AA. So he has that confidence before he comes to the majors. And the White Sox like to have guys promoted that are going to stay at the level. I can feel like if you go too early with Cespedes, you're going to have troubles of him going up and down to major leagues to AAA or AA. So I want him to be a finished product when he's ready to come up to the major league. So right now, only a month into his professional career in the minors, let him do a whole year.
And let's jump into the mailbag question that started all of this. It's from our guy Sam in the Discord. You can become a member and join the CHGO Lounge. And we got this question from the CHGO Lounge. Our guy Sam, and he said, mailbag question, given Eloy Jimenez is now on the IL for 6 to 8 weeks, who is the best internal option to play left field moving forward in the majors or minors? So we can probably rule out Cespedes, I think, fairly easily.
I would, yeah.
I think if you're going to call anybody up from the minors, it would probably be Adolfo, but Adolfo is out of options. And like Fred says, now we see why no one claimed Adolfo. Adolfo is struggling mightily right now in Charlotte. So I don't know if there is a minor league option, which means, let's look at the roster, Herb. That means Leary Garcia can fill in.
Nope.
That means that Josh Harrison can fill in.
Nope.
That means that Gavin Sheets can fill in.
Nope.
And that means that, I guess, Adam Engel / AJ Pollock or Andrew Vaughn can fill in.
There it is.
Great.
The last thing you said is Andrew Vaughn.
Yay.
He has to play. I want him in the lineup no matter what. So out of those options that you just heard, I think the best is Andrew Vaughn. You're going to have, and I see Mike with a thing about Pollock being in left. This is the thing. You're expecting Eloy to eventually come back.
Right.
So
have Pollock get used to right field.
Exactly. That's what I want. You're out there. You're the right fielder. We signed you or we traded for you as such. Stay in right field. You're good. We're going to have these other guys in left field. So Andrew Vaughn has to play. And if he has to play and it has to be in the field where Jose Abreu's already occupying first, put him in left field. I'll grin and bear it because his bat will be so good. And hopefully, like Sean alluded to earlier, he doesn't get hurt this year.
Well,
so that hurts his back, and it hurts his bat, and it hurts the White Sox.
This has been my whole issue this entire season with everyone saying that he needs to play every day, that he needs all of this time and all of this opportunity because he won't develop or something like that with the bat. If Andrew Vaughn plays 125 games this year, he will still be productive. This kid will hit. This kid skipped AA and AAA, and he's hitting right now in the major leagues. If you go look on Fangraphs and you sort for 2022 by weighted runs created plus and make the minimum plate appearances 40, it's not that big of a dip. I think you have to be qualified for like 50, so he's about 10 off. You will find that Andrew Vaughn right now, not against lefties, not against righties, but against all pitching, is the 25th most productive hitter, I think 23rd actually, most productive hitter in the major leagues right now. Make this man your DH and let him rip, because he's going to be filling out Jose Abreu's spot when he leaves, either via retirement, free agency, or whatever. But Jose Abreu is not going to be on this team for as long as Andrew Vaughn. Andrew Vaughn is the future at first base. This guy should not be playing in the outfield, right field or left field. He should be avoiding the outfield at all costs, because all he's going to do is get himself injured and possibly hurt his chance to help this Sox team in the long run. Andrew Vaughn is a professional hitter. He is showing you that right now. You guys are right that he should be up in the lineup. The fact that Leury Garcia is batting third, the fact that he's batting second, managerial malpractice right there. Andrew Vaughn should be top 6, top 3. I don't care, but he is one of the best hitters for the Sox right now. He is the only one producing for the Sox. And it concerns me putting him out in left field or right field, because A, he doesn't know how to field the position properly, and B, he's going to hurt himself. And right now we're seeing that he isn't adjusted to left field. You look at the stats from last year, outs above average, StatCast fielding metrics, which is the most trusted in baseball right now, -3 outs above average in 2021 in left field for 153 attempts. Herb, he's had 12 attempts this year. Do you want to know what his outs above average is in left field?
-1.
-4. He's already worse than he was last year. We do not need to do this. Depth is not because a guy has a glove. That's not true MLB depth. Brian Goodwin was depth. Billy Hamilton was depth. Andrew Vaughn is not outfield depth. He is your best hitter, and that's where he needs to be used right now for the Sox.
I like a little fired up Sean.
Can we show this the right-handed stats for Baseball Reference? This is 2022, not that one. I'm so sorry. Can we see the big screen of it was one of the ones with the full screens with the screenshot.
Production
showing,
on the air.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
No, it's all good.
Let me go.
Do your thing.
I want to make sure I have the stats. It was showing
I like
their
fired
splits
up
against
Sean.
their OPS plus against. I'm trying to open Slack right now. It's in Slack. Anyways. He's the best damn hitter against right-handers right now. The only guy that's hitting against the White Sox, maybe it's in Notion. I'm so sorry about this, Steven. We're having a live production meeting on the air, and I'm half pissed off trying to be pissed off about this.
I don't think you dropped it in there, Sean.
All right, well, great.
It's all good. I understand what you're saying. And yes, if we could have that, that would be ideal.
No Wi-Fi right now.
But then that would make other people who I don't want to play left fields, like Leury Garcia and other people bringing up the Justin Upton. No, never.
Well, that's the thing.
No,
Justin.
No.
Let's go back to what Adam said. No. Adam said 2 players that he wanted watching the White Sox in the postseason. 2 players that he wanted. Both were left-handed fucking hitters. They were Michael Brantley, and I'm forgetting on the other guy that he wanted. Eddie Rosario. Eddie Rosario and Michael Brantley were the 2 guys that he wanted watching the postseason.
Both available in the last 2 off seasons.
Yes, and both are left-handed hitters. And what do the White Sox give you? They give you another right-handed hitter. And yes, A.J. Pollock hits right-handed pitching well. But also, again, the biggest red flag of him is injuries. What if A.J. Pollock goes down? And then you have Gavin Sheets and Andrew Vaughn in the outfield, 2 guys that don't know how to play. And here's the White Sox sending Jose Abreu home when they have Trevor Larnach in left field, the Twins. You know what Trevor Larnach grew up playing? The outfield. He's an outfielder. The reason that he can make an outfielder's throw is because he's an outfielder. Teams will run on you sending Jose Abreu from second base if Andrew Vaughn or Gavin Sheets is in left or right field, because they don't understand the position. But they can hit. And the White Sox are misusing Andrew Vaughn right now. He should be your DH for the Chicago White Sox. He's your best hitter right now against right-handed pitching, and he's your best hitter right now against left-handed pitching. 33 plate appearances against right-handed pitching this year. He leads the team in OPS plus for any hitter. 139. He's 39% above average against right-handed pitching this year. Yeah. Why aren't we using him?
I get pissed every time I don't see him in the lineup. Every single time. That is a guy you say, where's he playing? In the lineup is where he's playing. So, yes, if he's at DH, fine with me. I don't give a fuck. But I know them. They're going to put him in left field for a majority of the time. He's going to get these bats because it's easy. It's a plug and play. That's where he played last year. He looked decent enough last year, but the stats say otherwise, that he's just doing a thing where letting balls fly in. He's just catching the balls that are in the air, and otherwise letting Luis Robert do his thing. But, yes, Andrew Vaughn has to be in the White Sox lineup. When you don't see him in the lineup, he better be getting a day of rest, not of, hey, we got to get XYZ player in. No, don't do that. And, yes, I want to address this before we keep on going.
Yeah, go ahead.
People keep on saying, oh, you think managers matter now, Herb?
Oh, you saw that guy on Twitter?
Oh, my God. I got it. You guys didn't listen to the thing. I said managers don't matter that much in wins and losses. But once presented with new information, one is allowed to change his mind. This MFer, Tony La Russa, batting Lurie Garcia third in the goddamn lineup twice, 2 games in a row. And then he's like, F that. He's going up to second the next game. That's manager malpractice. That is how you lose a team. That is how you lose games. And then we saw what he did yesterday. If I, as I said yesterday, a regular dude,
Regular
who
MF.
never played baseball past sophomore year of high school,
You made it that far.
knows that you have a base open for Byron Buxton, and that's a no-brainer, and you don't do it, and then you come up with the dumbass excuse after the game, then yes, managers, that manager, in particular that son bitch right there, matters in wins and losses, and he's costing the White Sox games.
And let me
Because he's so terrible, and he's so, my Hall of Fame resume's up there. I have an office, they have a locker, garbage. Be better at your job. And another thing I think Hoge was getting to, when he did get his job, it usurped Rick Hahn. Now, a regular manager doing all the stuff that Tony La Russa just did would have been fired after that series. Immediately, because they have a championship team, and they can't have people messing them up. I don't care if it's April. These games matter too. Messing them up for multiple games. And he would have been fired. But Rick Hahn can't fire Tony La Russa, and Jerry Reinsdorf will not fire him again. So he's just there forever until he wants to leave. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. When you have that much power and know that you can't get fired, you do wild shit like that. Like not walking Byron Buxton and talking about Luis Ariz like he's goddamn, I don't know, Tony Gwynn.
Right. No, that's literally how he's talked about. All right. I don't want to get into the bullpen just yet because you're 100% right. I want to continue on this managers not mattering real quick. Our guy Jimbo says, and your game buddy, Jimbo.
That's my man.
Says managers should not matter that much bearing with wins and losses unless they are actively making decisions that are against conventional baseball wisdom.
Yes. Thank you, Jimbo.
Agree, and I look back to the Yankee series last year that had me screaming in my car. The fact that he's throwing out Liam Hendriks in these odd situations. On Friday, the same play, the same. It was the series at the Yankees. There's the Friday game. I think Evan Marshall let up a ton of hits, and then he throws Liam Hendriks in the situation in a ninth inning that's already going on. Then 2 days later, he does the same exact thing. Bases are loaded. He brings in Hendriks. Hendriks walks Aaron Judge on 5 pitches. Right. I don't understand his thinking sometimes, and it is truly, truly frustrating. And the one thing that we've always come back to where managers matters, it's not really in wins and losses. I agree with you, because if Liam Hendriks is pitching and Liam Hendriks has a breaking ball, I don't know if that happens. I don't know if he doesn't give up that home run to Byron Buxton.
Your players can make your dumbass decisions better.
Yeah.
AKA Joe Madden in the 2016 World Series.
Yes. So, the decision to pull Hendricks to go to Leicester is what you're talking about, right? Yeah. So, and here comes David Ross, of all fucking people, to hit a home run to bail out Joe Madden. You don't know what baseball is going to give you. But here's where we said it mattered, in the clubhouse. And this is from James Fegan after the game. Your memories of the White Sox disastrous 0-6 road trip through the AL Central might vary. But for beat reporters who follow the team, it'll be hard to shake the image of players sitting in silence at their lockers well after the final pitch of another dispiriting loss at Target Field. On Friday, it was Tim Anderson and Kendall Graveman dutifully waiting to face the music after Anderson's 8th inning defensive misplays and a particular irksome 0-2 hanging slider by Graveman to the number 9 hitter. On Saturday, it was a distraught and injured Eloy Jimenez sitting at his locker, surrounded and comforted by equally bleary-eyed teammates trying to make sense of another setback for such a joyful player. On Sunday, we saw many players who had yet stripped off a stitch of their uniform after a 6-4 10th inning walk-off loss to the Twins that featured 2 separate late-game leads erased by Byron Buxton, home runs off trusted relievers Aaron Bummer and Liam Hendriks. This clubhouse that Tony's supposed to be managing is now silent, shocked. This is where they need Tony to step up, to rally the guys, to be like, you're not this bad. This is just bad luck that you're running into. Because for some things, it is bad luck. I would say that Sunday was bad decisions. You could look at the first doubleheader against Cleveland. That is bad managing. Tony even told you he didn't have them ready for the game. And you look at the games in between, I don't know if it's bad managing. I think it's just probably poor play, bad luck. You get a mix of those. Them against Tristan McKenzie, the second game of that doubleheader, they should have eaten them. That's poor player performance right there. I just think that a lot of bad stuff is happening right now for the Sox, and it's all of our biggest worries. Do managers matter? No. But right now, he does matter. Because if the White Sox don't show up against Daniel Lynch on tomorrow, then the White Sox have true problems. That is a guy that you should be able to put away all the losses. You should be able to look at the record against him. You should be able to look at yourself against left-handed pitchers, and even just look at how you hit Chris Archer yesterday. You should be going into this mindset that this is an aberration. We're going to go knock the hell out of the Royals. And if they do that on Tuesday, a lot of my worries will be calmed.
Yeah, I agree. And I know a lot of people say it's April and it's early. We have plenty of time to get the job and right the ship. But I find this, I don't know, when you're a kid, Sean, the teacher would assign homework on a Friday, and you would have to do it over the weekend. I would wait until like Sunday night and then Monday. So all of Sunday, I'll be just dreading. I still have something to do. Excuse me. I still have something to do. And now I can't have fun on Sunday because I'm thinking about this thing I got to put all my focus to, all my attention to. While the smart people did their work early. Yeah, they sacrificed their Friday afternoon or Friday evening, but you know what? They finished it. They got the job done early so they don't have to work late. This is what's happening with the White Sox. They're waiting. Wait until that Sunday night so they can win all these games, high-pressure games, late in the season. You can do all that stuff by winning games now. So you don't have to worry about August and September and early October games to make you go to the playoffs. I just feel so frustrated, the lack of urgency by this team. And you hear it throughout the clubhouse, and maybe that's to make themselves feel better. It's early. Plenty of time. Marathon, not a sprint. Maybe you said that last year. And yes, you did win the division. But do you want last year's results?
Right.
How about having a little urgency to think, we need to win this game today. Today's game, we need to win today. And yes, we have a long season, but God damn it, let's win today so we don't have to worry about a September game versus the Guardians where our lives are on the lines.
Well, and
Damn right, Falcons.
Alex is saying, damn, Herb, you're a better student than I was, making the Falcons proud.
7A.
You are a better student than I was. I would wait until the period before to do my homework, so that's why they gave you 8 periods, right, was to do the period, the homework before the other period. I would always rush and do my homework. You're a good student.
You do your work early, you don't have to do it late. They all count the same.
Yes.
So I would just have the White Sox, and that's part of Tony's calling. Hey, guys, don't wait. These are division games we're losing, too. And you're giving people confidence. We talked about in the offseason that confidence is the most important thing in baseball and sports in general in life. You're giving the Tigers confidence. Hey, they're still there. Oh, man, we beat them on that opening day. They're not that tough. Guardians, like, man, swept those bitches. They ain't nothing. We're coming to get them. Twins, feeling good about excuse me, sorry.
Choked
Feeling
up
good
by
about
how
themselves.
emotional you are here.
Yeah, it's a real tough emotional day for Herb Lawrence. All the yelling he was doing yesterday.
I'm so verklempt over this losses. I'm kidding. Yeah, that cough just came on. That's weird. I like the live people know, can see me like coughing, but the people who listen tomorrow, it's gonna be weird.
Damn, Herb's dying.
Like Herb is, God, he's got that COVID.
Herb is sick.
He's got that COVID. I don't have that COVID, not yet.
Eventually
I will. But
okay,
yeah, I mean everybody gets it. But
knock on wood.
Yeah, exactly. Knock on wood. I will, and hopefully I don't die. But yes, I think that the White Sox need to have some urgency about their game. Tomorrow when you're going against Daniel Lynch, crush him.
Right.
As Lucas Giolito spoke about and Tim Anderson spoke about after they lost to the Oakland A's a couple years ago, they need to be more stepping on throats. Mm-hmm. They need to understand that the Royals are not their equal. They're not close to them. Same thing with the Guardians, same thing with the Twins, same thing with the Tigers. And understand that, damn it, let's crush their spirits right now. So they don't feel like when it's an August game, oh, we can come and get the White Sox. We did it in April. So it's garbage. I'm just so pissed at the White Sox and whole organization. We can't call up Mercedes. He's hurt. Yeah. Sorry, Jim.
Well, you want me to brighten up your spirits?
No.
You want me to introduce you to a game changer like Strava CBD Coffee?
That is what I want.
Because
Yes.
it's helped thousands of people to improve their overall wellness and quality of life. Strava delivers delicious, rested specialty coffee infused with organic broad-spectrum CBD. CBD from hemp doesn't make you high or hungry, but it does offer real benefits that can help you. It can help you feel alert and focused without the jitters. It can help you live your day more balanced with less anxiety and fewer aches and pains. Plus, inducing CBD into your daily routine can even help you enjoy a more restful sleep so you wake up feeling your best. The best part, Strava is all about quality. Everything is small batch and fresh and shipped straight to your door. Strava also offers concentrated full spectrum CBD tinctures for those looking for a more traditional CBD format with a powerful entourage effects of benefits. CHGO listeners can save 25%, that is 25%, off their entire purchase when you use code CHGO25. That's 25% off your entire order at StravaCraftCoffee.com. When you use code CHGO25 at checkout. Discount coupon valid on non-subscription purchases only. One use per customer. Already love Strava? Subscribe and save with the Strava Coffee Club. With Strava, you're in control. Save on your favorite coffees and have them automatically delivered to your home or office on your preferred schedule. I like the maximum strength 20 CBD milligrams that's non-decaffeinated. I like to drink that before I go to bed. The warmth really warms up my body for a nice, relaxing sleep, and that CBD really does help me get a nice, restful sleep. So again, if you are a new customer, go to StravaCraftCoffee.com and use code CHGO25 to get 25% off your entire purchase. And I want to talk to you, too, about CHGO. I got the stickers on my laptop. I got the shirt on. CHGO is this brand new, fun thing that we have started. It's a sports venture where we are covering all of your favorite teams for your city. We are trying to let you know that we are just like you. We are frustrated, angry White Sox fans that want to represent you, the fan. We want to entertain you. We want to inform you on what's going on. And we want to be there, too. After a tough Byron Buxton walk-off that's 469 feet, we want to be there for you to vent. We got free podcasts. We got free pregame, postgame shows. All of that's free on our YouTube channel and podcast services everywhere. But if you do want to support CHGO, go to allchgo.com. You can get premium written content there from our great beat writers like Vinny Duber, Ryan Herrera, Jared Willis, that guy Adam Hoge
was here.
who is currently on. I called him Adam Hoge again. Adam Hoge. He's a great Bears writer. His stuff gets published on allchgo.com. All of our written articles are behind a paywall. So if you want to become a member and get that written articles and those premium written content, sign up to become a member at allchgo.com. When you do, you get a free shirt of your choice. So you can pick the CHGO pocket tee that I have. You can pick Adam's Bears shirt. We have the White Sox logo on a t-shirt, and people love that. And all of these are true to size. They fit very, very comfortably. You'll want the shirt. The shirt is fantastic. And two, we did get the mailbag question earlier from Sam in the CHGO Lounge. When you become a member, you also get access to our CHGO Lounge. It's a members-only Discord. So become a member at allchgo.com. Get premium access to our written content. Get a free shirt when you become a member, and get access to our member-only discount so you can talk to the CHGO crew whenever you want about whatever you want. All right, Herb.
And speaking of before, let's get to our Discord real quick. Daniel Lafferty says, so do you guys think that they're just overrated, or is this a slump?
It's a slump. I mean, let's not overreact here. I mean, let's talk about some issues that are going on with the Sox. I think that's a great question because not all of this is Tony La Russa based. This is roster construction, and this is bad luck. This is guys that I think are a little bit just cold as well. You can look at the batted ball data. The White Sox are hitting the ever-loving hell out of the ball. I think one thing that's hurting the White Sox is the fact that MLB has deadened the ball. The White Sox should have more home runs than they currently do. If the White Sox had more home runs and they were using a different ball, we might be a lot more relaxed.
And
like we just had some
too.
Strava CBD coffee. But let's look at these stats for right-handed pitching because that's an issue that stemming back to the 2020 series against the Oakland A's, that was an issue. They didn't have good hitting against right-handed pitching. This is the Sox versus right-handed pitching since 2021. They have had the third most plate appearances at over 660,000. Average 251, which is 7th in the MLB versus right-handed pitching. Their OBP is 11th, which is 325. Their slugging percentage, 414, which is 13th since 2020. So you can just see right there against right-handed pitching, it's getting worse and worse and worse. Their batting average in balls and plays at around 303, which is the third rank in the MLB. But right now, that's around 250. So that's why the White Sox aren't sustaining success against right-handed pitching right now. Yasmani Grandal is doing horrible against right-handed pitching. Usually he's one of their best. And you can see their weighted runs created plus 104, which is 10th. So they are above average, according to the MLB, against right-handed pitching. And home runs, 216th. They are 10th since 2020. But you look at the 2022 stats, they are not up to par right there. Luis Robert is struggling mightily against right-handed pitching. Tim Anderson struggling mightily against right-handed pitching. Abreu, Vaughn, and Sheets are really the only ones that have shown up against right-handed pitching so far.
And Brennan brings up a great point. Not having Moncada hurts this entire lineup. I believe not the entire lineup, but having him in the lineup makes it more whole. And another switch hitter, but hitting mostly from the left side, would make this lineup a little better. And we're not getting Yasmani yet. We don't get the walks. Yesterday with the rocket hit to put the White Sox in lead at the 10th, but those other at-bats were tough, real tough. This season has been not Yasmani-like. So, yeah, we need better luck versus right-handers, a better approach, something different. You know, if it's not working out for years now, why keep on doing the same thing?
Well, and
like, just have a different mindset. And Frank Menachino, who likes to say fuck the home run, you're getting your wish. We're not hitting home runs, jerk. See what you caused?
Well, and who's hitting the home runs? Tim Anderson and Danny fucking Mendick? Like, what's happening here? But, like, too, with TA, I mean, like, that's a big thing with TA and Robert is their balls in play, their batting average on balls in play, that great stat, BABIP right there. I mean, Roberts and Tim Anderson against right-handed pitching, they're struggling. So once that goes up, then the White Sox should go up. So I think it is just, bad timing, slow starts, bad luck. I think it's everything at once for the Sox hitting. But it's also roster construction. There's a reason why I was here pounding the table for Kyle Schwarber. His numbers are also affected too because the damn ball's deadened. That guy's not hitting home runs. And he's also blowing up at Angel Hernandez. But
beautiful thing.
That was a masterclass. But that's the issue is, you were trying to fix hitting versus right-handed pitching. Your solution was A.J. Pollock. He's out in the second game. Doesn't play for 10 days. And he's a right-hander. I mean, like, this is just not the solution that you need in baseball. And then let's talk about the bullpen here because this is another issue. We talk about Kendall Graveman. We talk about Aaron Bummer. We talk about Liam Hendricks. Let's look at the Sox 2022 bullpen. Great picture. Look at the picture from Steven.
Guess which home run that was after.
I'm going to guess that's from the Byron Buxton home run yesterday.
That is correct.
Wow, look at me. Right now, the Sox have the 18th worst ERA, bullpen ERA in the major leagues, 3.74.
We're supposed to be the best, though, right?
Yes, sir. And their WAR, wins above replacement, 0.3. That's 20th in the major leagues. They were second last year, only behind the Tampa Bay Rays. Their walks allowed 33rd, which is the fifth most in the major leagues. Home runs allowed, that's only 16th. But hey, let's take out the 2 from Buxton yesterday. That's third, only down to 25. So the White Sox haven't been getting up a lot of power. Outside swing percentage, though, these are the last two I want to focus on. Fastball value and out of the zone swing percentage. So this is how are the Sox getting people to chase? Are they getting people to chase outside of the zone? Are their breaking balls working? You look at the Sox makeup of their pitchers. Graveman, Hendricks, Bummer. Fastball dominant and breaking stuff. Graveman has had troubles with his slider. Ryan Jeffers in Friday's game showed you right there. He hit the double that he just hung. You see Bummer not being able to locate his slider to Byron Buxton yesterday twice, leading to him to throw a sinker on the outside of the plate. Buxton knew it was coming, crushed. And then Liam Hendricks, let's go to the Tony quote from yesterday, the all-important Tony quote about not pitching to Luis Arraez. Yeah, there's an option. Pitch to him tough, but the guy on deck, Arraez, is hitting 300 and he feasts on fastballs. So does Byron fucking Buxton. He has a slugging percentage.
When I read that, I was like, what the hell? Like Buxton's some crumb bum.
Buxton has a slugging percentage of 1,000 on fastballs. What is your scouting report? You give a pitcher a chance to make a pitch. Hendricks tried to bounce a curveball. There it is. Outside of the zone, swing. Is he going to swing at that curveball? The White Sox have not been doing that this year. Outside of the zone swing percentage, 29th in the league. That is second worst. They are not getting those swings and misses. They are not getting those pitches for players to expand their zone and worry about stuff up in the zone, high heat up in the zone. When Buxton can eliminate the curveball, all he needs to look for is Hendricks up in the zone throwing a fastball. There were 2 pitches that hit the strike zone yesterday. One was a fastball at the chest that he fouled off. The second one went 469 feet.
And you know what Lucas Giolito did? We said he lost the slider early in the outing. Mm-hmm. Didn't throw a lot. Same thing with the curveball. But you know what Byron Buxton knew? He has his fastball and he has his changeup.
Right.
And that's what Byron Buxton's like. I don't know what's coming. That's why he struck out 3 times, because Lucas Giolito played him like a fiddle. He understood what Byron Buxton was doing, and Byron Buxton didn't know what was coming. That's why he struck out 3 times. In that quote you saw, Tony's like, well, we can get him to strike out the 3 times like Lucas did. Is Lucas on the goddamn mound? No. You see a man with only a fastball on the mound, and you see Byron Buxton licking his chops, knowing he's going to throw a fastball. That's the only thing. And a 3-1 count fastball with a 3, besides not walking him to load the bases, because it's Byron Buxton, it was Yasmani Grandal, whoever's calling the pitches, Jerry Narin or Ethan Katz, and Liam Hendriks' brilliant idea to throw a guy with over 1,000 slugging of fastball middle. And he absolutely torched that ball. How do we know this? How do we know this and they don't? It's either, like I've said before, he's just arrogant and doesn't listen and doesn't believe in what he sees. Well, it's just so annoying. Like, we see these things. It's process over results. Even if he would have popped that ball up, I would have said that's a terrible pitch. That's a horrible to pitch to him, even though they got the pop out. It's a terrible thing to do, to go and think that Byron Buxton is some crumb bum while Luis Ariz is out here like damn Tony Gwynn. It's just so annoying. I want this to happen. I want the White Sox to win, but I don't want them to win because of Tony La Russa.
You have a lead. You have a 1-run lead. They haven't scored that winning run. Yes, guys are on second and third. And this is Byron Buxton, who has the highest slugging percentage since 2021. 688 out of players with 250 plate appearances. He is going to hurt you more with runners on second and third, swinging the bat, than Luis Ariz ever can. Ever. The possibilities are endless with Byron Buxton, but in a high percentage, maybe 68% of the time, or whatever the fucking math turns out for slugging percentage, he's going to get a hit or at least something that's extra bases. I don't know. But the struggles aren't on Tony. It's also on the players so far as well, because the guys they're currently rusty. They're still shaking off rust. Hendricks has been trying to shake off rust. He was the first player in Sox camp, and he still hasn't found his breaking ball yet.
And we talked about it yesterday. If it's not about Tony, then it's fundamentals. Tim has like 6 errors.
Yeah.
The pitchers have like 5 errors. And then yesterday, or 2 days ago, you have a mental breakdown for Gavin Sheets, natural first baseman, playing right field. Byron Buxton hits the ball pretty much right to him in right field on the ground. That man throws the ball to first base. Byron Buxton's like, that's dumb. I'm going to second. Like, these things, like, do we teach fundamentals? The White Sox are doing infield practice the other day, which they usually don't do, and Major League teams usually don't do, but they were doing it in the middle, like, at the beginning of the season, because they know their shit. Do we not do this? Like, we had 3 weeks. You had the same 3 weeks that every other team had. What did you do that other teams did do, apparently? You just, like, lollygagged, just had them throw balls around, not do any fundamental things. It's 3 weeks. The same 3 weeks everybody else had. But this team looks both fundamentally poor. Execution has been bad. That's why we're mad. If they're losing games just because those teams are better than them, you got to just say, hey, man, just get better. They're losing games because they're causing the losses.
Yeah.
The White Sox are causing their own losses, and that's the frustrating part.
Jim saying rusty after 1 month, really. I mean, this is a short spring training, Jim. Have any sense of what is going on in major leagues. You could say rusty for all 30 teams. It's not an excuse. It can just be facts. And you know what Tony La Russa needs to realize is that guy's rusty, and he shouldn't be throwing fastballs only to the best hitter in the major leagues. It's fine that Liam Hendriks is rusty. He's been able to shake off rust before. He's the reigning 2-time AL reliever of the year. Please don't be stupid. Yes, some people can be rusty. I don't know. I don't know.
Sean's getting mad. It's
frustrating.
You got mad Sean over here.
Frustrating.
Rex Smith, can we consider bringing in another outside trainer as well? Rework the staff instead of promoting within for our strength and conditioning.
Well,
too many injuries back-to-back years. They did. They fired Alan Thomas the longtime strength and conditioning coach. And Rick Hahn said, we will reimagine the position. They did, and same shit's happening. So whatever they're doing in the organization from top to bottom, something's wrong there. Maybe not the individual person, but they keep on getting hurt. So it's not necessarily the person who has a strength conditioning job title, but it's whatever the White Sox do. Don't even trip, Rex. You're all good.
Rex, you're fine. And two, I want to clarify, because honestly, your promote's fine. Your point is fine, because it's still they did rework the staff, but you're still saying promoting from within, which is what they did. Their current head trainer is James Kruk, who's been with the team for, I think, 4 years at this point. No, he joined the organization in 2008. And then the guy who is currently, I think, the head strength and conditioning director, Goldie Simmons, he's a former player for the Sox. He was an athlete for the Sox since 2009 to 2011.
They do that a lot.
And then he worked his way up, joining the team in 2015. So
they do that a lot. Look at all around the team. Like,
so that's a fine criticism. They did already fire Alec Thomas, but that's
look
a fine
at all the
criticism.
people like Katie Williams, former player who worked his way up. Rick Hahn, who was an assistant general manager, worked his way up. Chris Getz, the director of the minor leagues, was a former player who worked his way up. You see a pattern now that they hire the same people from within, and that's kind of endearing, and the loyalty's nice, but also the results are shit.
And that's a question from Alex Patanos, I think it is. Did the players get to work with the team's trainers over the offseason with lockout?
They could not.
No, they could be in contact with them if they had an injury or if they had questions, but I don't think they were able to actually have a plan for them or a workout regimen or anything like that. So that's going to do it, I think, for the CHGO White Sox
already
therapy session. Let's just real quick talk about the pitching matchups that we'll see against the Royals, because the White Sox do need to get off the schneid. Tuesday, we'll see Daniel Lynch for the Royals versus Dallas Keuchel. Lynch is a lefty. Keuchel is a lefty. Wednesday, we'll see Greinke versus Cease. And then we'll see Thursday, Brad Keller versus Michael Kopech. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great because of the middle guy and the last guy. The first guy, Dallas Keuchel, while I don't think he pitched as poorly as the 8 earned runs said that he did versus the Guardians. He was pitching to contact. The White Sox, Tim Anderson, and Jake Berger did not help him out. Now, hopefully they had a come-to-Jesus moment. Dallas kind of called them out in public. If that's what they needed, cool. Daniel Lynch will get rocked tomorrow. He's a lefty. Now, can Dallas Keuchel keep him down? Because we've been using the bullpen a lot. Give me 6 tomorrow. Give me 6 strong innings. You give up 4 earned, I'm good for that, Dallas.
Dude,
I'm real good, because we should score much more than that.
Can I just be honest with you?
Yeah.
I don't care if they use the bullpen. Use the entire bullpen. Do you know what we need to win? Do you know what we need? We need to win. I don't care. You just had a day off. People should be rested. Liam Hendricks didn't pitch for a whole damn week. If he pitched 2 innings and is too tired after a day off, I don't care. We need a win.
But his back's hurt.
That's a fine. But if he's being held out for injury, I'll understand that. I'm not ridiculous.
And Dragon Z Gaming, I found it interesting that when Vince Velazquez pitched, also was the day that Johnny Cueto pitched in AAA. So it looks like they're lining up, and it would make the most sense for Johnny Cueto to replace Vince Velazquez, because he's struggling. He doesn't really have a lot of money you can eat. It's like a $3 million contract. They've done that before. Johnny Cueto has a minor league contract, so it's not that big. They probably will not do it for Keuchel, because he has a lot of money riding on his contract. And what's like $18 million? That's a lot. It's even as a sunk cost. It's much more than the $3 million that Vince Velazquez. And I think you can get something out of Dallas Keuchel this year. You can get the innings you need at least. Not maybe a great performance out of the full year, but you can get the innings, which are valuable on a team that usually hits.
My guy Mike saying next 7 are at home, then a quick 2 on the north side. What do we think our record looks after the 9 games? It better be 1-0 after the first one. I'll tell you that.
5-4.
5-4. So what do you think? They got 3 against the Royals,
4 against the Angels,
and then 2 against the Cubbies.
Yeah, I'm going to 2 of those. Well, I'm going to 1 of those Angels games, because I got to see greatness when it comes to my town. Ohtani and Trout both there, and my guy Rendon at third. Mercy, I'll tell you what.
Is he injured?
Probably is, but I mean he's oft injured. But I could see them splitting that series with them, winning the 2 or 3 versus the Royals before that, and then only winning 1 versus the Cubs. 5-4, not sexy, not great. It's fine.
Better than 0-7.
With White Sox fans, let me tell you something. Guess who you're not going to see in that 4-game series against the Angels? Shohei Ohtani on the mound.
Oh, I heard maybe Monday, though.
Right now,
is he pitching on Thursday?
Right now, it's loaded up to be Friday's going to be Syndergaard, Saturday's going to be Suarez, Sunday's going to be Lorenzen, Monday's going to be Sandoval. So right now, they don't have Ohtani. So if you're missing him, you should be able to take 3 out of 4 against the Angels. Earlier. I think that you should take 2 out of 3 against the Royals, 3 out of 4 against the Angels. You should sweep the Cubs. I think I'm not trying to be ridiculous here, but after this bad 7-game streak, you need to get the taste out of your mouth. You're better than these teams. You should not only beat them, but you should be putting yourself in a position to sweep them every single time. Erica, okay, Herb, you need to relax, sir. There are 147 games to go. If this continues going into the All-Star break, then your frustrations are valid. Our frustrations are valid. This is what's currently happening, and we could be frustrated. We're also telling you that this is what's wrong, but a lot's going wrong, and a lot that's happening right now that is going wrong can be fixed just because it is a long season.
Are they children? Can I not be mad at people playing poorly at their job? No. That's half of this job. I just dropped my phone. It's half of this job to tell you guys what I feel about what the White Sox are doing. Yes, I know you're saying it's early, and you need to probably go back and listen to the beginning or the middle part where I said, hey, it doesn't matter if it's early. These games count, Erica.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
And Alexander saying this all started with the doubleheader because we have no starting pitching. Well, they just got starting pitching from Lucas Giolito. They just got a fantastic starting pitching performance from Lucas Giolito.
But it's only 4 innings, though.
And the damn blew it. That's true. So, I mean, but you know what? You got to take what you can get at this point when you're on a 6-game losing streak. I mean, they had a great start from Lucas Giolito, and they let it go to waste, giving up that lead twice.
And everybody out here, if the White Sox win 7 in a row, you'll be seeing me dancing and shit, talking about, these White Sox are the best.
Give me a 7-game winning streak.
I can't wait.
Let me know what to do
And if you call in or text in and say, hey, calm down. There's 135 games left. Like, hey, these games count, and winning 7 in a row is a huge deal. It's an absolute huge deal.
Do you like the fact that when we were on the score, it was always area code? It was always like, 312-708-773. But now we have to be like, Erica. Erica, you're a problem.
You're not a problem, Erica. I appreciate you tuning in, but I disagree with your premise there. It's not – I think the White Sox need to have more urgency. I think the fans need to have more urgency. Saying it's early gives them an out. They're playing badly now. Getting out in the atmosphere to say, hey, these sumbitches need to play better. Maybe they listen. Maybe it doesn't work. I don't care, but I'm going to get my frustrations out because they're playing poorly.
They're going to need to play better tomorrow. We will have a pregame show for you.
Yes, Steve, they're going to win 7 in a row this year. I guarantee that.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Mark it down, Steve.
Mark it, Steven.
Mark it down.
Mark it.
This team is too good not to play like this, and that's why I'm disappointed. I'm a disappointed father that I know that they're better. They're giving me C's, so I know they're A students.
Tomorrow we will be live at 5:30 p.m. to not a.m. Hell no, I'm not getting up that early. 5:30 p.m. Half an hour or so before the White Sox play the Royals. That is Herb Lawrence, the mad Herb Lawrence. You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. I'm Sean Anderson.
More frustrated, fired up Sean Anderson. And I love you, Steve, too.
Yeah, we love you guys. At Sean_W
and
_ Anderson is where you could follow me. Again, 5:30 pregame for the Sox against the Royals. Daniel Lynch has started 3 games against the White Sox. He has allowed 15 earned runs. If they don't win tomorrow, I will scream. Thank you to Herb Lawrence. Thank you to Stephen Nicholas. Thank you to Sean Anderson. Thank you all for joining us in the chat. And thank you to Adam.
Thank you, Mike. Yes, points bet. Let's make a bet that the White Sox will win a 7-game win streak this year and put all the money in the world. You can make a bet up on points bet.
Yeah.
That's why points bet's the best, because you can see if they're going to allow you to do that.
Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000.
Exactly. Make it even money, and I'll bet all my money.
We got some points bet connections. We can email them, seeing if they want to give us a 7-game win streak wager for the Sox. But that's going to do it for the CHGO White Sox podcast. For Herb Lawrence, I'm Sean Anderson. We'll see Vinny Duber soon. Thank you to Adam Hoge for his fantastic contribution to our show today. Live your bet life by listening to the 1979 album by Fleetwood Mac, Tusk. We will see you tomorrow, and go Sox.